those who aren't here yet. So I don't know if y'all were on, hopefully you're here because you weren't on the Monday meetup call. I was asked by Christy and Rebecca to host the Monday meetup call this week because obviously Rebecca is at home snuggling that sweet little baby that came a little bit early. So these are my notes from that Monday meetup call. Had lots of good feedback from it. And I just wanted to share them with our team, with y'all who were on that call, to hopefully maybe inspire you, maybe step on toes a little bit. I know we're getting towards the end of the year and this month is flying by. Hopefully y'all are working for Leaders Retreat and lots of big goals. So I just wanted to share the notes and thoughts that I had from Monday's meetup call with y'all, and hopefully you can share them with your team as well. The first thing I want to do, I know we have a chat box on here, is just ask y'all what your goals are for the end of the year. Where do you want to end 2021? Where do you want to be as far as a rank goes? Maybe Leaders Retreat, what do you want to earn for Leaders Retreat? Maybe you have a few people on your team that you're helping to get silver or gold. So what are some of the things that you are working towards now, towards the end, for the end of the year? I know it seems crazy that we're even talking about and thinking about that, but the work we do now, it really goes in 3-month cycles. So the work you do now is what's going to count for the end of the year. And you want to end the year strong because you want to start next year with the ground running, and you don't want to be grinding to a halt at the end of the year, because it's really hard when things are in motion, they stay in motion. But when things come to a stop, it's really hard to get them going in motion again, right? So takes a lot more effort. That's just basic physics. So we want to keep our momentum going and even pick up steam towards the end of the year. That way we keep that momentum going for next year. But it's the things that we do right now that are going to determine where we end the year. And I have some people, they always say, why are you so big on goal setting and setting a date for a goal and things like that? But if you think about it as if you're going to somebody's house for dinner, like let's say you were invited to a friend's house for dinner, you need to know what time to get there. That way you're not there after dinner is served or it's too late. And you need to know where they live, right? Because you need to know the directions you need, the step-by-step turns you need to get there. And it's the same with our business. We need to know when we want to be somewhere or when we want to hit a goal. That way we can kind of backtrack and say, okay, if this is where I want to end, then what do I need to do step by step to get me there by that time? You wouldn't just get in your car, just start driving around aimlessly. Oh, I'm invited to my friend's house, and hopefully I'll get there. I don't know where she lives or what I'm supposed to be. I'm just going to drive around and hopefully come across it. But that's how we work our businesses. We sit down to work our businesses and we're like, I'm not sure who I need to message or what I really need to do right now. I'm just gonna, do a little bit of work here and hopefully something happens with it. But that's, like I said, that's the same way we treat our businesses. So we need to make sure that we know where we want to end the year so we can do backtrack step by step to figure out how to get there. And if you haven't done this before on your teams, really work with people who have goals for the end of the year. I did this when I wanted to go Emerald. I wanted to be Emerald by my 2-year mark. So I knew that I needed to add 63 points a month to get to Emerald by 2 years, which meant 14 people a month. And not only did I need to add those people a month, but I needed to retain those people. I needed to work toward retention, because it doesn't do any good to add them if they just stop ordering, right? So then once I knew those numbers, then I could figure out a game plan. What was I going to do to add those people every month? And what was I going to do to keep those people every month? And by being really, really specific with those goals and what I wanted to do, it really, it works. I was there in 20 months instead of 24 months because I had that plan of action. And it's the same. Have you guys ever entered like your address in the GPS and you're like, oh, that's the time to beat? It's the same with our business, right? We know where we want to be there and how to get there, and we want to beat that time. It's just something in human nature that we see that and we want to beat it, right? So it's the same with our goals. Hopefully you guys, I know some of you have commented, Sarah, yes, the Disney tickets, definitely something I'm working towards too. And I think they're Disney or Universal, so that's really exciting. We used to go to Universal growing up over Disney even because their parks are amazing. But that's super exciting. I cannot wait to see all of y'all there. But just keep thinking about that and be thinking about, like I said, where you want to end the year, but reach out to your upline and share those goals with them. That way you have an accountability partner. They can help you strategize. They're not going to know where you want to end the year or what your goals are, what you're working towards, or how they can help you towards those goals if you don't share it with them. It's your responsibility to go to them and say, hey, this is what I'm working towards. This is kind of my game plan. Is there anything else I should do? Should I tweak this a little bit? What do you recommend? And have them kind of help you. And maybe you don't necessarily need their help, but just even having that accountability will help push you towards those goals. Okay, so I do want to touch on something real quick. Nobody is going to do this work for you. Nobody is going to do the work for you. Nobody is going to tell you where you should end the year or what exact steps you should do to get there. Yes, your upline is there to help you, but they can't do the work for you. It is not their responsibility. We are all adults. It is not their responsibility to check in with you every single day to make sure you're doing your IPAs and to make sure you're doing the things that you need to be doing. It is your responsibility. I can't tell you how many times I have one person that every Friday wants to do a coaching call with me every Friday, and they have not done, it's been months. They've not done a Plexus post. They have not. I think they might have talked to like 2 people in person, but they're not doing any steps to work the business. And so finally I was like, we're not going to continue these Friday calls because there's only so much I can tell you to do, right? There's only so many tips. You actually have to do something. And once you've done these few things, then let me know and we'll set up a call to say, how did this go? How did these conversations go? What comments or reactions did you had to these posts? Because again, it was wasting both of our times. So you actually have to do the work. No one is going to do it for you. You have to hold yourself accountable and be responsible to do that. Now, you guys have heard this when I first started. I wrote out my IPA list in the front of my day planner, and I made sure that when I went to bed every single night, that list was done. Austin was 7 months old at the time, so sometimes they'd get done early if she was napping well and contented, but some days if she was teething or just being a discontented baby, it would be, her bedtime. And I hadn't even started on that list yet, but I made sure that when I went to bed, I got all those things done. And any action is better than no action. So doing all my posts really close together at 11 o'clock at night might not have been the most effective way to do it, but it was better than not doing any posts at all, right? Sending all my messages out at, again, 11 o'clock at night might not have been the most effective way to do it. I might not have had the most energy or been the most alert, but sending those messages out at all was better than not sending any messages ever. It got me really disciplined and it got me practice. I learned, what not to say and what not to do. And it kind of gave me that practice too in the beginning. And I have people too who say, I really want to start working the business, but I don't know what to post and I don't want to seem spammy and I don't want to bug my friends. But y'all, any post is better than no post. Again, when I first started, I did all the cheesy graphics. I sent super long messages because I thought the more people know about Plexus, the less likely they are to say no. So I sent all the wrong messages, did all the wrong posts, but I still managed to be successful despite that because I learned along the way. If you wait until you have the perfect post or the perfect message to send, you're going to be waiting forever. So take action because any action is better than no action. And that's, again, how you learn and how you grow and your passion comes through. I watched the video. I know you guys know that I love the guide culture and I took a lot of notes. I'm going to do another video on this, but I did a lot of studying on just the words enthusiasm and the word confidence. And if you are enthusiastic about what you're selling, even if you say the wrong thing and it's super cheesy and lame or whatever, people are going to be able to still tell that enthusiasm and that you are authentically excited about what it is you're saying. And that's going to be way more effective than having the perfect wording. I know you've heard before, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. You parents have probably said that to your kids before, like, what? I said thank you. It's like, yeah, but you have like a serious attitude when you said it, right? That doesn't count. It's the same when you're writing a post. If you have authenticity and passion and are really genuinely excited about what it is you're saying, even if you don't have the correct wording, that's going to be more effective to people than, again, having the perfect wording and not having any emotion or any feeling behind whatever it is you're saying. Another question to ask yourselves is how much time each day are you committed to working your business? It doesn't have to be the same amount of time every single day, but it does have to be time every day. It can't be like, I'm going to work really hard these 3 days and then take these 4 days off, or I'm going to do all my work in the mornings these couple days and then take all this time off later in the week. It doesn't have to be all day, every day. It doesn't even have to be, like I said, the same exact amount of time every day, but every single day, you need to be doing something to move your business forward. If you had a storefront, you would have set hours, right? They'd be posted somewhere. So every single week, these exact hours are when your store is open. Thankfully, with network marketing, we don't have to be that structured. We don't have to have those exact set times, which is the great thing about what we do. But we do have to have times, because if our business isn't open, if we aren't doing the steps, brings me back to my last point, no one's going to do it for you. It doesn't get done. And if it doesn't get done, then if you aren't moving forward, you're moving backward. I heard that a few years ago, and that really stuck with me. And it's so, so true. If you aren't moving forward, you're not staying still, you're moving backward. Because if you aren't posting about Plexus and reminding people about how much you love the products and why they need the products and having conversations with people, if you're not doing that, then people are forgetting, they're talking to somebody else, which is one of the worst things. Don't you hate that, when there's somebody that you've been meaning to message, and then a couple days later you see that they're posting about Plexus and they joined under somebody else? So if you aren't moving forward, you're moving backward. What I do every single week is every Sunday I sit down with my day planner and I write all my personal life things. I write down Austin singing lessons, and if the puppy has a vet appointment, and when I'm doing Walmart grocery pickup, and when the cleaning lady's coming, and all those things. I put all my personal things in my day planner. And then I go back through and say, okay, so this is when my life happens. So when each day is my business going to happen? And Monday, it might be 10 to 12, and then 1 to 2, and then I don't know, 7 to 9 or something. So I might have those hours throughout the day on Monday, or then Tuesday is a busier day. I've got lots of driving every single Tuesday. It's my least favorite day of the week. So Tuesdays, I might only have like 2 hours in the morning to work my business and 1 hour in the evening, but I block those times off. Or Wednesday, it might be, it's literally different every single day, the times I have to work my business, because my life is different every single day. Maybe it's lunch with a friend, so I'll put that in there. Then again, I schedule my business around that. And then you have to hold yourself accountable to show up during those hours. You have to hold yourself accountable to show up during those hours. If you had a boss and you had, hours you had to be at work. When I was a dental hygienist, I had set hours I had to be at work. I would never call into work and say, hey, I'm not going to make it today. A friend of mine asked me to lunch, and then we're going to go get our nails done after, so I think I'm going to do that instead. Would never happen, right? Or I would never call in to work and say, hey, I've got family coming into town this weekend. I've just got like a lot going on in my personal life right now. So I'm just going to take the next day or two off and just kind of handle my, my personal life and get my house ready and all those things. Again, your boss would say, I do not care about your personal life. This is your job and you have to be here, right? That's just how the adult world works. But we don't treat our businesses like that. We treat our business time as take it or leave it. I can move it around. It's not that big a deal. And we don't take our business time as seriously as we would a 9 to 5. But y'all, when you're working a 9 to 5, whose dreams are you working towards? Whose vacations are you working towards? Whose dream house are you working towards? It's not yours. It's whoever owns that company. When you're working a 9 to 5, you are working for your boss's dreams. You are just a cog in the machine working towards their dreams. They started that company because they wanted all the things and they hired employees. So you're working towards those dreams. But in our businesses, we are working for our own dreams. We are working for our own dream house, our own vacation home, our own giving to missions. Whatever it is you're working on, whatever it is is on your dream board, when you have a business, that's what it is you're working towards. But for some reason, we take our goals and our dreams less seriously than we do working for someone else's. And it's probably that we haven't really thought about it that way, but that's exactly what's happening. So when you cancel your business time to go to the pool with a friend or whatever, then you are canceling on your family's goals and your family's dreams. And again, you have to remind yourself, is this something I would call in sick to work for? Is this something I would take leave from work for? And if the answer to that is no, then you shouldn't do it for your business either. You should not do it for your business either. Again, this week I had all my work time set up. A friend of mine messaged me on Monday and asked if I could go to lunch on Tuesday. And I looked at my schedule. That's time I already had blocked off for my work. And I said, I can't this Tuesday. I've got calls during that time, but I can do it next Tuesday. Does that work for you? And she said, that's great. We both put it on our calendars. And that did a couple things. One, it held me accountable in my business time to make sure I stayed on track for my goals. But it also shows your family and friends that you take your work seriously. Sometimes they think, oh, they're just home. They're not really doing anything. It's just a cute little job they have on the side, whatever. But if we say, no, that's time I have set aside to work my business. And if they see you taking that seriously, then they're going to take it a lot more seriously themselves. People aren't going to take our product seriously or our business seriously unless they see us do it first. So that shows them, again, that no, I'm committed to my business. And they may be, if there's someone that you think would be great on your team, you don't want them to see you canceling on your business time, right? Because if you want them to join your team, if you think they'd be a great fit for your team, and they see you taking your business so casually, oh yeah, I've got some calls scheduled, but I can reschedule them. They're going to think, maybe I don't want to join her team after all, because what if we have some time set up and she's supposed to help me with my business and she cancels on me to just go do something random? And that's going to be a huge red flag to them, right? So we need to make sure we remember those things in the moment. And instead of doing what sounds fun, hold yourself accountable as an adult to do what you've committed to do. Obviously, sometimes emergencies come up, things can be rearranged. It's not the end of the world. Your business will not close if something like that happens, but it's not getting you towards your goals, right? So again, that's just something else we have to keep in mind. Switching gears a little bit again, I want to hear what y'all think of when you think of a rock star joining your business. If these people that you are actively looking for, that if you come across them on social media, you think, oh, they'd be so awesome on my team. Maybe they're people in the past that have had a lot of influence on you, or maybe these are just characteristics that you just think, it'd be really great if somebody like that, or who had that quality, join my team, or maybe they made people feel this certain way, or maybe they have this characteristic. What are some things like that that come to mind when you think of a rock star that you would love to have on your team? Add that to the chats real quick. When I did this on the Monday meetup call, people were saying things like self-starters, self-motivated. They were a great people person. They have good communication skills. They were coachable. They were saying things like they're prompt. They do their research. They are influential. Things like that. So whatever comes to mind that you would think of for a rock star. And then I want you to ask yourself, are you those things? Are you a great people person? Do you have great communication skills? Are you self-motivated? Are you disciplined? Are you the things that you just in your head listed as a rock star? And if the answer to that is no, then you can't use the excuse, my business isn't going anywhere because I don't have a rock star on my team. Because I hear people say that a lot too. I'm just looking for that person. If that person would just join my team, I know I could go all the way. Or I just need somebody to link arms with, that we could work the business together and just, go all the way to the top. I just need that rock star. I hear that a lot. Kim said, yeah, influencer, coachable, self-motivated. So people, you're looking for that, and you use the excuse, I haven't found that person yet, and that's why I'm not successful. Well, if you aren't all those qualities of a rock star, then you are not going to attract that rock star. It's just not going to happen. The reason is there's something called the law of the lid. I don't know how many of you have ever heard about that before. It's a John Maxwell principle. It's something he does a lot of his training around, called the law of the lid. And what the law of the lid is, whatever your max is for something, whether it's self-discipline or people skills or communication or attraction marketing, whatever that is, whatever your top level for that quality is, that is your lid. And you are only going to attract people to you who are below that lid or equal to you. People who look up to you, who aspire to be like you, or maybe they're equal to you and they can see linking arms with you. They're your equal in whatever that character trait or quality is. Those are the people there or lower who are going to join your team. The people that are way more self-motivated, way more charismatic, way more coachable, way more whatever, are not going to join your team because you are lower than them. Think about it this way. If you have a bachelor's degree and you wanted to go back to school for your master's, you would not go to a high school student for advice. You would not say, hey, I'm thinking about going to school for my master's. What do you think? You would go to somebody higher than you who already has their master's, or maybe they're working towards their master's, and you would get advice from them, right? You don't go lower than your level when you're looking for advice or help with something. You go higher than your level because they're the ones who have more experience, more knowledge, more whatever than you do. And it's the same when we're looking for those people for our business. You might have people who are more influential, who are really intrigued by your posts. They see your posts and think those products look great, that business opportunity sounds really interesting. But then and sometimes it's really subconscious. They don't consciously think they're lower than me, but whatever it is, they just don't feel connected to you. So they seek out somebody. And again, this is mostly unintentional. Like, people don't realize this is happening, but this is what's happening. They seek out somebody who they see as a higher level than them, who can train them, who can teach them, someone that they can aspire to be like. So you might have people who are seeing your post and intrigued by your post, but they're not joining your team because you're not that rock star yet. And you don't have to know all the things, but you need to be working towards it, because those people, if they see, again, that passion and that commitment from you, sometimes that's enough because they see you're aspiring to be better. And that in itself is really inspirational and really motivating. So that could attract them to you. But if you were just doing bare minimum, if you're just going through the motions, if you're writing posts, but not really feeling it, if you're sending messages, but your heart's not really in it, that's going to come across to people. And again, they might be intrigued by it, but they're going to find somebody else to join under or order through, and they're not going to join under you. So the good thing is, all these things are teachable. They're all learnable. They're all something that you can develop. Yes, some people are naturally more self-starters. Some people are naturally more extroverted. Trust me, I know, introvert of the year over here. So if I'm somebody who can step out of my comfort zone and learn to do videos like this and lives on Facebook, then anything is learnable and anything is doable. But you can't wait until you're ready. You just have to do it and learn along the way. But you have to, again, take time, and it takes time and effort, and it takes stepping out of your comfort zone to grow yourself. And I'm not talking about becoming someone that you're not. I would never want anybody to become someone that they aren't, but it's really about becoming the best version of yourself. It's about being the most confident version of you. It's about being the most competent version of you. It's about being the most knowledgeable version of you, the most caring version of you. And another good thing about this is it carries over in every aspect of your life. Your other relationships are going to thrive because you're working on becoming the best version of you. And so in doing that, again, your other relationships thrive, and people naturally are going to be more attracted to you, because getting better and working towards things like that in itself is inspirational and really motivating. So that's going to attract people in itself. But you're also then going to start attracting those people that are a higher level than you. As you raise your lid, you're going to attract more and more people that are going to be that rock star that you're looking for your team. But you have to be that person first. You have to become that person first. Don't wait for that person to join your team, or you will be waiting forever. You have to become that, and then those people will be attracted to you on that journey. I think I just went through the last of my notes. I wanted to see if y'all had any questions or anything. It's almost 12:30. Again, the best thing about our industry is that every single thing is learnable. Every single thing is coachable. That's why my number one tip of all time ever is to be coachable, because none of us knew any of this stuff when we started, right? It's all been a learning process. If you want something you've never had, you've got to do something you've never done. I was not someone who posted on social media, like, ever. I was not someone who ever let people into my private life. I was someone who would have been in the bathroom sick for days to do a call like this. And I did that when I first started. So everything that we need to do to be successful is learnable and trainable, but you have to do it scared, and you have to hold yourself accountable and be self-disciplined to do the things, because nobody's going to do it for you. And if you want to be successful, then you have to be committed to doing it yourself. Remember, you are working towards your dreams, your family's goals. See Michelle on here. She had a goal for a pool for her and her family. Huge goal, posts about all the time. I loved watching it, and she made it happen. She was working towards her goals, her family's goals. She wasn't working for some CEO to get their pool. She wasn't working for some CEO to fulfill her dreams. She was working for her and her family's dreams, and she did that by showing up for her business every day. And that's, again, the level of commitment we need to have, the no excuses attitude for our own dreams and our own family's futures. If you guys have any questions, you can comment them here. I did record this. It should be recording. Yes, it's recording for those who missed it. When we're done, I will upload it and then post the link on the team page and our team chat, so you can share it with people on your teams who may have missed it, who you think could benefit from it. Otherwise, I will see y'all later. I'm really excited about the notes I took from that webinar I watched the other day from the guide culture. So I can't wait to share that with y'all. In a week or two, we'll do another one of these, maybe in the evening next time, but lots of great notes from that too for business building and attraction marketing. So hopefully that'll be beneficial, but otherwise I will see y'all there. Bye, everybody.